I'm Dana Bennett. I was born August 20th, 1962 in Seward, Nebraska. Came to Nevada in the summer of 1963 when I was about 9 months old. We were always on the weekends going out to Houghton Wells or, going to Oceans or going to Winnemucca Lake or going to Virginia City. That was my dad's idea of a good time, and I thought it was a great time as well. When I was at Reno High, I had teachers that definitely shaped my future, and not necessarily in history, but in writing. There was no question in my family, you went to college after high school. There was no debate about that. I arbitrarily picked Boise State because it was close to Midas. I would be able to get to family functions. By then my parents owned a place there and we were spending a lot more time. And my dad said, I wanted to study history, and he said, don't study history. Major in something where you can make a lot of money and then you can do history on the side. So I took a semester to explore. I took philosophy, I took economics, I took history, a couple of other courses. And then I called my dad and my mom and said, well, I'm changing my major to history. And Dad said, well, that's dumb, you'll never make any money. And I said, well, I have scholarships, I have a job, so I'm going to study history. So I get back to Reno and looking in the newspaper and classifieds trying to find a job. Nobody advertises for historian. I was teaching at Truckee Meadows as an adjunct. I taught Nevada history and U.S. history. I'm a miserable teacher. I feel so bad for those students. They should have had a better instructor. And I was talking with a friend who was also getting his master's in history. And I said, what do we do with these dumb degrees? And he said, well, you go work for the Legislative Council Bureau. By June of 1989, as the session was winding down, I was offered a job as a full-time permanent research analyst. That job was the best match for a history major. I wanted to look stuff up and write it down and tell you what it meant. And the research division provided that opportunity. What interested me about those women who served before 1960 was, who were they, one, and two, where did they have an impact? You think, oh, it's only one woman or two women, they must not have had any impact. But the Nevada legislature is so small that it is very difficult to marginalize people. That's, at least historically, that's how Nevada has been able to compromise on issues, because the legislature has got to find a way to include most everybody. I love that I've been able to put a spotlight on Nevada women in all of their various roles in history and the contributions that they've made to the state. One of the really fun things to do as the Mining Association president was to start looking for women in mining history and then finding the vibrancy. Back to my dad telling me that I should major in something that would make me a bunch of money and I could do history on the side. I'm really glad I ignored him, and I think he would say that too, because studying history taught me how to think, taught me how to work through puzzles and complex issues, taught me how to write. And the other piece of advice is just say yes. If somebody says, do you want to do this thing? Say yes.